afternoon, Huge Pop Wrestling fans. It's Huge Pop. Welcome to Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. To my right, I got the MATT. Go for it, bro.
And our special guest this week is none other than Ryan from, and I'm drawing a blank.
The TikTok, North Carolina. Yeah.
From North Carolina.
Yeah.
You messed that up, bro.
Anyway.
This is how you treat your guests, apparently, I see.
We don't even know where you live.
Yeah. Done your homework, huh?
Yeah.
No, I was drawing a blank on your new podcast that we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. But so Dynamite, you guys just want to dive right into Dynamite?
Sure.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
So Ricky Starks is the new bright and shiny baby face of the company. He started off the show, and I thought that segment was really super good. Like, I wasn't sold on Ricky Starks straight away. Like, when they brought him in to be the first person to challenge MJF, I was like, where's this coming from? What? Like, there's got to be someone else. But, yeah. I mean, he put on a hell of a show last week, and he's great on the mic for a babyface, and yeah.
Yeah, I actually dug that segment. I've been a Ricky Starks believer now for quite a while, and yeah, I'm all for it. That promo he cut a few weeks ago, the promo battle he had with MJF, I thought he went toe to toe with MJF and gave MJF a run for his money. And then what he did last night, I thought was incredible too. I love that he changed the J in Jericho to Jobber. I thought that was pretty funny, and how he talked about how he does not want any part of the JAS, which I thought was incredible too. So I'm curious to see where it goes from here with him and Jericho, because I have a feeling this is not a one-time thing. I think this is probably going to be his next feud or his next program, and I think it's a good one for him to have as he's climbing up the ranks.
I loved how
I loved how he called them Jash holes.
Yeah, Jash holes. That's what.
Yeah, cool. That was funny too.
Yeah,
he just fire on the mic. The guy is, like you said, he can go toe to toe with MJF on the mic. And the problem the thing I see is the champion was nowhere around. I mean, you call him out and he doesn't come out. And it's just like, it proves to me that Ricky Stark got under MJF's skin. I think MJF's scared of that guy. I think in time that you'll see Ricky Starks taking the belt off of him. And like I think Ryan said, I think it's going to be great to see Jericho and that feud. I just hope it doesn't. I kind of hope it doesn't. Kind of hope it doesn't turn into, after they fight each other and beat each other to hell, Jericho and Ricky Starks get together to take out MJF. I'd like to see that. I think Jericho is a great teacher, and Jericho mentioned that when he came out that he's a teacher. These guys need teachers. I think Jericho would be a great teacher. But that segment was awesome. That segment was for sure awesome.
Yeah, I dug it, and I think Ricky Starks is really starting to come into his own in AEW, because for a long time he was just kind of floundering on the roster there, and now he seems to have found his thing. He's found his place, and he's taking the ball and running with it. And I hope that he becomes the next organic star that AEW creates.
Right, and I love how they're forming him to be like the Rock, not Rock, but the Rock.
Well, he does. Yeah. He has his moments where it feels like he is a young. I'm not pitching this TV show, but the young Rock.
Right.
He is cocky. He's got the build, and he can go in the ring. And I just feel like his persona is that of Rocky Johnson.
Right. Absolutely. I love the last thing I caught that I wrote down for that segment was when he called Jericho the single father on his fifth divorce. That was amazing. I laughed my ass off. I was like, yes, absolutely, 100%. So.
Yeah, no, I thought he has some zingers. He has some good ones. He has some good one-liners, and I thought he pulled him out. There was another one where he talked about how he used to dress like he was something about Jericho when he was bigger, but I can't remember what it was. verbatim, but it was another funny dig.
Yeah. So, and I also I think he was the one that paid homage to. No, never mind. Another guy pays homage to HBK last night.
Here it is. He goes, Starks told Jericho he looks like an air fryer.
Air fryer. That's right. He's been looking like an air fryer, and now he's dressed like his dad. Dad on his 5th divorce.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, but
yeah. So went right into that the Death Triangle versus the Bucks and the Elite, and they tore the freaking house down.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was, but I mean, let's be honest, the next 2, because there will be 2, it's going to go 7. If we think that it's not going to go 7, we're stupid.
Well, it's fake, so
it will go 7. It'll go 7 matches. Period.
It will, because it's fake. We pay money to watch this shit.
Oh my god!
But you're right.
It's scripted. It is scripted. Predetermined.
Predetermined. That's the complete difference of fake. Anyway, sorry about that.
What? But no, they beat the piss out of each other, and that was, I mean,
that barbed wire broom, dude, that would hurt like hell.
Well, there was a couple botches on that one. If you notice, like Kenny had to ask the referee to help him get untangled from it and stuff. I was like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, I thought, I don't know. I'm kind of, when they first came out with this 7-match series, I was here for it, because you get to see Kenny Omega and Pac in the ring together at the same time, and who could complain about that, because those 2 guys can go with anybody. But now I'm kind of over it. I'm ready for the 7th match to be here, and I'm just ready to see what they're going to do, who's going to take it, who's going to win the trios. But right now it just feels like we're getting to the finish line, but we're slowly getting there. I wasn't really feeling it last night. I thought it was an okay match, but I didn't think it was anything to write home about. I didn't think it was. And maybe that's just because I don't know. Maybe I just want to see. I'm ready for it for them to move on to other things.
Now, with that said, Ryan and Matt, what are your predictions? Is it an obvious pick of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega? What do you guys? How do you think it's going to play out? How should it play out, and how is it going to play out? I guess that's my question.
I would like to see the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega take it, and then immediately House of Black comes out and just beats them down and shows that they're the next group in line. It seems like Tony Khan's kind of getting a little bit of a reset with House of Black, and he's finally, I think maybe he's a little hesitant to use them poorly this time, because they threatened to leave last time. So now it seems like he's using them correctly. And I think putting them in the trios title hunt and beating down the Elite is what they should do. But what they will do, the Elite will probably win, and they'll go feud with the JAS or somebody. So I don't know.
I think it's going to be the Bucks. I mean, everything's pointing back to the Elite, that they're going to win. The team that I would love to see them go blows with would be Shane Taylor Promotions, because they have Shane Taylor. They have, I think Keith Lee is trending towards joining them, and then I am drawing a blank on their 3rd member, but I think those 3 would. I mean, it's 2 big guys, and their 3rd member, again, 3 guys that can move, but don't get it twisted. Shane Taylor can move if you've seen any of his stuff, and so can Keith Lee. So I think I would like to see that. Give a guy like Shane Taylor another push with a trios championship, because I believe they won it in ROH, and I mean, that would be something that would be fun to see. But I agree. I think it's going to be the Bucks and Omega winning it, and then who knows what kind of crap that Khan's going to put together instead of listening to the fans.
I think you're right, man, in the sense that well, both Ryan and you are right with the fact that the Young Bucks and the Elite are gonna obviously win it. You bring them back after all that crap, and you put them in this feud with Penta and all that, and they're gonna win it. And I think you're right, Matt. I'd love to see Shane Taylor and Shane Taylor Promotions come in, and Keith Lee gravitating towards them. Hell, after that beatdown Keith Lee took last night, he needs to gravitate towards somebody. And Shane Taylor would be a guy to gravitate towards, because that's one big dude too. So,
and before we move on to the next segment, how about I'm starting to dig the whole Young Bucks changing their theme song.
that was sweet.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. I like that song.
I mean, they're not over the top. I mean, they still are slightly over the top. They're always going to be the flamboyant characters, but they're kind of tame now. Like, they're there to whoop your ass and then move on, kind of deal. And it's just their whole persona kind of shifted a little bit, but shifted in a good way, because they know they have to win these trios championships to be relevant in their minds, anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm digging the theme, and I gotta say, I think Kenny Omega's looking really good in the ring based on where he was pre All Out, where he was coming out and he was still in bandages. You could tell he was moving gingerly. He wasn't the same versus what he is now. You can tell he's way healthier and he's wrestling a lot better. And yeah, I'm happy to see that.
So Matt, on Facebook, Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast Facebook page, they have this Alizar Lemma. He says, "Tell Mac that the Chaotic said David Arquette."
Oh, this is a perfect. I guess this would be as good of a time as any to bring up this. We all have to acknowledge this at some point. The single greatest WCW champion of all time is David Arquette.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get behind that.
Me neither. So you better find somebody else to get behind that, because
the greatest.
I got most of Wrestle.
To me, the greatest WCW champion is Jimmy King from Ready to Rumble, played by the wonderful Oliver Platt, who David Arquette trained to get him back into shape so that he could overcome the triple cage and beat Diamond Dallas Page to win the championship.
There you go.
Jimmy King.
Jimmy King. There you go.
All hail the king.
So the next, with that being said, we'll move right along. So we have Tony Schiavone. Next segment, talking to Action Andretti. I wish I could have talked about this last week. Action Andretti's match with Jericho gave me 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Razor Ramon vibes.
Yes.
When 1, 2, 3 Kid beat him on Monday Night Raw. I mean, it was kind of the same feel.
Right.
It was like a Action Andretti. Honestly, everyone thought, oh, he's just a jobber. He's going to get his tail kicked by Y2J, and then complete opposite happened. But Action Andretti can go, and I think we see that's the thing. Jericho has too much going on, in my opinion, because he got Action Andretti and Ricky Starks. I mean, why does one guy need 2 people?
Right.
And they're not even associated. Ricky Starks and Action Andretti aren't even associated with each other. Why are they trying to both go at a guy that doesn't even have a title?
Sure.
I mean, and that's where the poor booking, in my opinion, comes into play. It's like, why? This is pointless. You need to have one feud. Let this person have that feud, and then move on to the next. But now Jericho's attacking him with freaking fireballs in the back. Like, I don't know.
I don't hate it so much. I think it's a good way for Action Andretti to get some rub from a guy like Ricky Starks, because he came out and saved Ricky Starks at the beginning of Dynamite when the JAS was attacking Starks, and Andretti came out and helped him and saved him. And I don't think they're going to team up. I just think they're going to probably align together to take on the JAS, because no matter what, the JAS is always going to have an advantage as long as they're all working together. So I didn't hate it so much.
So
I agree, Matt. The vibes of 1-2-3 Kid. I was glad to see that happen last week. I'm glad he made it.
That was cool. That was a cool moment, and the pop that he got was really cool too. I guess you could say it was a huge pop.
There you go, it's a huge pop.
There you go.
And then when they used them again last night to come out and help Ricky,
you're learning.
That was good. That was huge. You're getting there. You're still there.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You understand the concept now.
I'm trying.
It's a little huge, if you will.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, Action Andretti with Tony Schiavone in the back. He gets hit in the face with a fireball. It's like, okay, so that was kind of random, but
well, he can move. Action Andretti can move, man. The springboard, somersault, all that crap. That guy can go.
Yeah, he can go.
Then
if they book him right, he could be a huge star.
They don't have a cruiserweight division, but I feel like if they did, he would be the man in that division.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
So we had right after that segment, we came to Renee Paquette getting ready to talk to Bryan Danielson, and that promo or that interview segment was interesting. I felt Bryan Danielson made reference to William Regal, even though he's not with the company anymore. He made reference to Shawn Michaels. I thought that was a little like out of nowhere. Andrew and I were watching it together, and he goes, "Dad, did he just say Shawn Michaels?" Like, yes, he did. But I think that was a really good segment because it showed Bryan Danielson as the next threat to MJF. Especially after last week when Bryan Danielson ran down and wanted a big old piece of MJF.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought I don't mind when they make references to the WWE when it makes sense with their story, when it makes sense with their character development. He did train under Shawn Michaels, and that's not a secret. And so I don't think they were taking a shot at WWE by any stretch with that.
No. I was just saying that typically big companies don't make reference to the other big company or vice versa.
Yeah, but AEW's always been different, especially with the Forbidden Door now. I feel like they're always making references to any and I kind of like it. WWE they make it seem like their wrestlers started and began their careers in the WWE. They haven't been anywhere else but the WWE, and I like that. Or they say something generic like, "Oh, they've been all over the world and they're finally here in WWE." But I do like it when AEW does things like that. It just kind of gives you a background of where these guys came from. If maybe somebody didn't know Bryan Danielson trained under Shawn Michaels, and now they do. But no, I thought it was a good segment. Definitely not one of Bryan Danielson's best promos, but I thought it was a good segment. I think he's a good opponent for MJF. I want to see Bryan Danielson win the championship at least one time before he hangs it up. And we don't know how much longer we have Bryan Danielson in the ring.
Yeah.
And, I have a feeling it's not time for MJF to lose the title. I don't think he needs to lose it anytime soon. I think he needs to have a long, lengthy reign, especially as the heel champion that he is. So I have a feeling Danielson's not going to take it from him just yet. But I kind of hate that because I do want to see Danielson ultimately win the championship at least once before he calls it his career. But no, I think he's a good opponent for MJF. I think these guys can go on the mic and they can damn sure go in the ring. And I think Danielson's going to bring out the best of MJF in the ring.
Well,
So
the
on
part,
Danielson, I thought his segment was very emotional. I thought it was a great promo. I love the references he made to Regal and the reference about HBK. I was sitting there watching it, and of course, I'm a Mark or a casual wrestling fan. I thought to myself that eventually, are we going to see Danielson leave AEW and make his his last rounds in WWE just to because that's where he was, that's his home, and I just think, well, is it possible he could leave
I think
AEW?
I think it's 100% possible because he has made reference to that. Like at the beginning, he he really struggled with leaving at first. Like he really wanted to stay.
Yeah.
Because this is, that was, like you said, it was his home. But he just at the end of the day, he had to do his best for him as as a performer because there wasn't much he was able to do in WWE, and the money was right because it was all about the timing and the money, and everything came together. And he says, "I'm happier here, but don't ever count out me going back to WWE." So hopefully,
Right.
I love the reference he made about turning Ethan Page into a vegetable.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good, and I thought Ethan Page did a good job. I think he did. I mean, it wasn't great, but I thought he did a decent job on the mic and handling himself in that promo. I think him and Danielson. I think Ethan Page is good in the ring, and I think him and Danielson will showcase their talents together pretty well.
That was a good segment with Ethan Page. I liked the one he called raggedy old bitch. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, Stokely. Yeah.
Stokely, yeah. Just don't call it. Yeah. So my question when that happened, I was like, I was going to ask this guys, Matt and Ron, who are your Mount Rushmore of mic drops, of people on the mic?
Like current or of all time?
All time.
Wow.
Jeez, that's talk about putting me on the spot. So best mic worker or best
best mic worker, right? Best mic.
All right. I think you got to have The Rock up there.
Yep.
I think The Rock is solidified as somebody who is one of the best trash talkers. CM Punk, yep. I'd put him up there. Oh man. Who else? How many are on Mount Rushmore? 4. So 4. I need 2 more. So Punk and Rock, Stone Cold. I would put him up there. I think Stone Cold. Yeah, Stone Cold's a damn good promo. And yeah, I'll Shawn Michaels. I'll put Shawn Michaels up there.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, my 4. I'm gonna ride with you with The Rock, Stone Cold, and Punk. But my 4th, I'm going old school here. Gotta go with my man, the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about him.
I'm gonna agree with all you guys except for the Roddy Piper and the Shawn Michaels. I think you said.
Yeah.
All right, and Matt, you're gonna eat this up. I think one of the best right now is MJF. He has to be up there. That guy is fire.
I mean, I was trying not to go. I was going with like guys that I know because let's be honest, in a mic battle right now, like peak CM Punk would destroy MJF on the mic. Like prime CM Punk would destroy him. The Rock, he couldn't go blows with The Rock if his life depended on it. Stone Cold, no chance in hell. What? No, it's not happening. And he's already made reference on the Jericho podcast that he learned how to really trash talk from the Hot Rod. that like he models himself as more of a vulgar version of the Hot Rod, and so I just don't think that he could go blows with him, even though he is my boy on or MJF's like my favorite guy over there. I just don't think he'd be able to.
My thing with MJF, and I know he may be taking shots or he's paying tribute. I can't really tell, but to me, he says a lot of the same stuff that CM Punk says, and I want him to be MJF. I don't want him to be CM Punk. Like when he came out and cut that promo, he said a lot of the same stuff. You know, I'm the best in the ring, on the mic. Nobody can touch me. He in the best thing the devil ever did was convincing the world that he doesn't exist. That was a CM Punk line from Ring of Honor when he went into the media scrum after Full Gear after he won the title. He was saying a lot of the same stuff that CM Punk said. But I think I think he's damn good on the mic, and I think he's one of the best out there right now, if not the best out there right now. But might be I think it's too soon to put him on Mount Rushmore.
That's fair. Fair. But I would have to go back with Matt. I'd agree with Matt. Roddy Piper. He was amazing.
I mean, even Jericho.
Yeah.
When he did the whole list of Jarrett, not when he one of the best WCW promos of all time is the list of 100 or 1,001 holds or moves that he knew, because Dean Malenko was the man of 1,000 moves, and Jericho did his 1,001 moves. He went to break saying arm bar, and he came back with arm bar. Like he said it like 5 or 6 other times like throughout the thing. And that promo was one of the greatest in WCW history. I think.
Yeah, Jericho can go on the mic, and he can the way he's evolved his characters and changed everything over the course of time. And it feels like he's not getting worse. If he may not be getting better, but he's damn sure not getting worse. So
I mean,
yeah, Jericho's up there.
Cena even can when he was Dr. Thugonomics was some of his best work that he's done with his mic skills. That the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression brought so many great mic workers. I mean, Triple H was even great on the mic for a while.
I love Derek Bischoff. He was good back in the NWO days. That was fun to watch him.
Well, if you're talking other personalities, you can't forget a guy like Paul Heyman.
Sure.
That's the reason why he was paired with Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar can't cut a promo to save his soul.
Right.
But why do you need to do that when you have a guy like Paul Heyman that can just cut a scathing promo on somebody?
Right. Well, sorry to rabbit trail on that, but I was thinking about that last night.
So we had Hook versus Exodus Prime. Again, I don't have no foggy clue who Exodus Prime is.
Right.
But I mean, he went blows with Hook. So
that boy's tough. Hook is one tough dude.
Yeah, Hook, and I'm glad they're finally pushing Hook. I think it's something that I've been wanting to see since he started. He kind of fell into the stuff with Danhausen and became the FTW champion, and now I want to see what happens with him and Jungle Boy. I like this little partnership that they have going on, because I know they teased it last week, and I'm curious to see where Hook goes, and I think that I'm here for Hook and Jungle Boy, Jungle Hook.
I'm just so thankful that they're done with that Lucha or Christian Cage and Jungle Boy. That was a long drawn out storyline. I'm glad that's over.
Do you think Hook got a little bit of like a little buried due to his dad being Taz and them not wanting to push him right away because of it?
I don't know if they necessarily buried him. I just think they I think
They didn't give him his push. Like,
yeah. I think that probably has something
they
to
didn't
do
give
with
him
it.
his push.
I noticed
Like,
he hasn't been carrying Taz's title the last 2 weeks, and so I'm wondering if they scrapped that the little FTW
well, he
championship.
had it this week. He had it last night.
Did he? Oh, I didn't notice. He didn't have it last week. I know that, but yeah, no, I don't know. I think Hook is somebody that is has been in need of a push for a long time, and I'm glad to see it's finally happening. I don't know why Tony Khan didn't push him at the beginning. Maybe it was just he wanted him to find his footing. He wanted him to carve his own way, carve his own path, get better in the ring before he gave him a big push. But I'm here for it.
On Twitch, we have Devastator Derek. So his top 4 are Rock, Piper, Flair, and Stone Cold.
Okay, yeah, Flair. That's fair.
Yep. And another guy, My Wrestling Opinion, said Rock, Piper, MJF.
Hey, my podcast brother.
Yep, MJF and HBK. So.
Oh, he is an HBK apologist.
There you go.
He loves himself some HBK.
Yeah. So Devastator also said Ethan Page truly improved a lot since he joined the firm. So these are just some comments.
Ethan Page is somebody getting better.
Well, thank you guys for watching us on Twitch. I appreciate it. That's pretty cool.
So the very next match we saw Moxley and Darius Martin. That's Dante's little brother, whatever. That was a typical Moxley match, and I'm a Moxley fan as well. So anytime that he has a quality match with a quality opponent, it's I like it. So I mean, it was definitely a fun match. Like I said, it was a John Moxley match, and he beat the shit out of him, and I loved it.
Right.
Yeah, I just thought it was unnecessary match for John. Like John Moxley.
Well,
I don't know. I like John Moxley, and he has carried AEW through all the stuff that's happened this year, but it just felt like this match was, I don't know. It just didn't. I don't feel like it needed it. It didn't do anything for me. It didn't. I don't think it was necessary.
I liked it only. The main reason I really love to see him go against Darius Martin, because it's showing what they kept him around for, what they signed him long term for, because he is a teacher now. Like, he signed and he openly said that he is coming to help the younger people along and be a mentor. This is exactly the perfect way to do so. Have a match with these guys, but show them, hey, I'm not going to put you over, but this is how we do it, kind of thing. That's I saw a lot of that in that match.
Yeah, I do like it when younger guys get a rub, and I think Hook's getting it. Brian Danielson or Ethan Page is getting it from Brian Danielson. Ricky Starks is getting it with Action Andretti's getting it with Ricky Starks, and now Darius Martin got it last night with John Moxley. So I guess there is some goodness that comes out of it, but it just felt unnecessary. It just kind of it didn't feel like it flowed with the rest of the show.
But Darius sure did. He held his own in the ring, though.
He did. Yeah, he held his own.
He went blows for blows at times.
Yeah. He did hold his own.
Said it was a typical Moxley match. You wear the guy down, and then finish him and stuff.
Yeah, no blood from Moxley though, which
that was weird.
He hasn't bled in a few weeks.
It was weird.
Yeah.
So then after that one, we jumped right into that the FTR versus the Ash Boys.
That match sucked.
That is one tag team in all of pro wrestling I can't stand. I can't.
FTR?
No, I love FTR. I love FTR.
Dude, he's an FTR fanboy, is what he is, Ryan. I'm just saying that.
They are honestly the best tag team in the world. And in a kind of close second, it would be the Usos, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can see that.
flip that though.
And then possibly, like, the third would be probably Penta and Ray.
The acclaimed.
You claimed
Acclaimed.
4. They're 4 on my list.
Maybe if they make the top 5 for me, I would.
I don't know. I just like the.
So that's why I hope they don't. That's why I would hope that the Young Bucks lose that, because I think Penta and that group they're amazing. They're great in the ring. They're high flyers. I just love that group.
I would love to see Penta and Ray turn on Pac.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they dropped the titles because Pac couldn't handle it, and Penta and Ray just say, you know what, screw this guy. We're done with you.
Right.
Yeah, they've been kind of planting seeds, or before this trios thing started with Kenny Omega and the Bucks, they were kind of planting seeds that Death Triangle may break up, and maybe maybe that's what costs them the trios title, and then that's what leads to them ultimately splitting.
Well, yeah, of course, the only way the Guns win is because of a bunch of fuckery, so to speak. Pardon my language.
Right.
But
there's children around.
Huh?
There's children around.
Come on.
Believe me, he said a lot worse.
We can't miss out the segment with Keith Lee, though.
Oh, God.
Well, that's the next one.
I don't want to talk about that one.
Oh, come on. That segment was the bang, man. That was huge.
It was probably the segment of the year.
Huge pop. Come on. Why? Why you hate on that, man? That was a good segment.
That segment was awful. It was trash.
Why Rick Ross? Like, what? Is he still even relevant in the music world?
I'm not talking about Rick Ross and him calling Keith Lee a motherfucker. Whoops, sorry. But I'm saying children. Sorry, children. I'm talking about what had ensued after, or at the end of that segment with that new faction coming in.
Do you mean the Parker Bordeaux and the tattoo artist?
Who is the other guy? Like, I don't know who these guys are.
Well, no, they're badasses, dude. They're gonna beat
Parker Bordeaux's been in AEW for a while. He was dubbed the next Brock Lesnar.
The mobile affiliates, man.
Parker Bordeaux was on NXT for a while, and then he jumped ship because they weren't using him right. And he came over and been on AEW Dark for a while. And then you got the tattoo artist who was a former pitcher or something for the Tampa Bay Rays.
I'm wondering why you guys are hating on Strickland's new team, man. They're a bunch of badasses, dude.
The whole thing was the whole thing screamed fake. Like, and I hate I hate to use that word, but they looked like they were fake fighting. They looked like the Keith Lee was overselling all of this stuff. The segment dragged on way too long. You have Swerve Strickland saying you need to have eyes on the back of your head, and then about 20-25 seconds go by before Keith Lee realized that before that Parker Bordeaux guy comes in, and it's like, dude, turn around, just turn around. Like, you had time to turn around, but yeah, he dragged it out way too long, and then it was just bad. It was just bad from
the whole cinder block thing. The whole cinder block thing was awful.
Yeah, the cinder block thing was bad. The Keith Lee overselling everything was bad. It was just a I thought it was a horrible segment.
Fine.
Yeah,
it was bad.
I've got some Mark like me likes the segments like that, dude. If I'm a Mark, I'm marked out for that. I thought that was a good segment. Okay. I did ask myself.
You were probably the only fan watching that last night be like, yeah.
I might have been, but dude, that was good.
You were the only LA Knight in the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are haters.
Rick Ross.
I'm gonna find myself another show to go on.
There you go.
Maybe that guy MWO has a spot for me.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. You never know. No, I just thought, I don't know. It just felt, the whole thing felt off. Rick Ross, I don't know why he's even there in the first place. I don't think he does. I don't think he brings any relevance to AEW at the moment. He didn't say anything except Keith Lee is a big MFer, and then he said it's official, it's official, it's official. Like he just kept saying it's official, and then he's part of this mogul affiliates group now, and I don't know. I still, if it wasn't for Matt telling me, I wouldn't know who the two guys were that beat up Keith Lee. I know one of them was Parker Bordeaux, but the other one with all the tattoos, like they never really said who they were. They never really gave us any idea as to who they were. And so I'm just like, who are these guys? Why are and why are they together? Why are they putting them in this stable, this new faction, which AEW is light on at the moment, is factions. And here we go. We have one now.
Maybe, just maybe.
I hope that was sarcasm.
It was. Yes.
What'd you say?
I said AEW is very light on factions, so I think maybe that's the reason that they added mogul affiliates to, because they need some factions.
Yeah, they need a whole lot more. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, you guys are haters.
No. It's just,
I thought that segment was good. I thought it was cool.
So we had Hater versus Sheeta.
What, Scott or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys are haters. You guys are dollar store haters.
There you go.
No, we are full-fledged haters. I
get to meet
from Amazon, bitch.
I'm gonna meet the champ in February. Hater, she just announced she's gonna be at Pensacon in February.
Oh, sweet. That'll be cool.
So, yeah.
That'd be fun. That
was a good match, though. That women's match. That was probably one of the best matches of the night. They got at it. Or is that wrong too, guys? Am I in the wrong?
No, I did think that was a good match. Right, I think it was a good way to it. I feel like that Rick Ross segment took the wind out of the sails a little bit of the AEW crowd, and then that put it back in it. And I think the fans were behind it. I thought it was good up until the end, and then I think they overbooked the ending a little bit with all the people coming out and then Saraya coming out. But the match itself was good.
I think that Rick Ross one should have followed the Young Bucks, perhaps put it in the number 2 spot, because I mean, number 2 after a banger like that, you let the crowd settle down a little bit, and then with a garbage segment like the Rick Ross deal, and then by the end of the show, it gives the fans a chance to forget that they had to sit through that garbage.
I'm wondering if Matt would really be saying that the same way if Ryan wasn't on this show.
No, I hated that segment. I thought that segment was trash.
I didn't think so. But
to each his own, man. We different strokes for different folks. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, of course, Jamie Hayter won, retained her title. Which I'm not totally sold on Sheeta. I don't know, she just doesn't seem like someone that could be a champion, even though she's already held the title once. I just don't. Someone like Hayter, the person that deserves a title shot and to put the company strap on her, would be, in my opinion, Ruby Soho.
Serena.
Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho. I agree.
Ruby Soho needs a push. Mm-hmm. It's just a shame that she came over she got buried over in WWE, and she's getting buried here. You know, she can't catch a break, and it just sucks because she's a talented lady.
Yeah, well, she's been hurt too. That was last week was her.
Yeah.
She came back into the ring for the first time and since All Out last week, and had a okay match. I thought she looked a little unhealthy in that match last week. I can't remember who she wrestled, but she won. But she just looked.
Tay Conti.
It may have been. Yeah, it may have been. She still looked like she still looked like she was hurting a little bit. But no, I I wouldn't be opposed to Ruby Soho getting a push. I think she can go in the ring, and but right now we have Jamie Hayter, we have Saraya, we have Britt Baker, we have Jade Cargill. There's a lot of women in the AEW at the moment that could all use pushes. I think Serena Deeb should be pushed. I love me some Serena Deeb, but
I'm definitely not a fan of Jade Cargill. It's the same, in my opinion. Her and Bianca Belair are the same character, in my opinion. But Jade can talk a little bit better than Bianca can. That's the only real difference. I can't sit through either of them in the ring. They don't. Those are popcorn matches for me. I can't, and I don't know. I just don't like them. I don't like them in the ring. You know,
yeah, I think Jade Cargill needs to find the right opponent, and I think Britt Baker would be perfect for her. I think Britt Baker would do great in a match with Jade Cargill. I think she would bring out the best in Jade Cargill.
I'd love to see a crossover and see Jade versus Rhea.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Yeah. That would be if they ever did a Forbidden Door, I'd be down for that.
Yep.
And I mean that closed out the show. It was, and I'd probably give the show as a whole a solid B. There wasn't like a holy shit moment.
No.
But it was a better holiday show than what we're going to see tonight or tomorrow night on SmackDown.
Right. I don't think it was that. I mean, Raw's show was so much better than this one.
They had to follow up from a Monday Night Raw that was freaking awesome.
Yeah, that Monday Night Raw was.
I
was telling Matt Tuesday. I was telling Matt that that did not feel like a 3-hour show. I sat down and it was over, and I'm like, "What? That was great. That was great booking."
And that was one of the best Raws we've seen in a long time.
Right, and I do agree with Matt. You know, the segment that y'all all are hating on me for. I believe I agree. It should have been the second thing happened on it. It wasn't the best thing that happened last night by any means. I agree with that. I just like the segment. I agree with Matt. That should have been after the Young Bucks win, and that would have been perfect booking with where that should have been. Not where they placed it. So.
Yeah. I think AEW last night probably. I give it a B. Wasn't the worst Dynamite I've seen, but it wasn't the best. The first hour I thought was really good. The second hour kind of snowballed a little bit, but no, I thought it was. I mean, it's.
Well, we just said about the whole about it being about Raw not feeling 3 hours. For a 3-hour show, it felt like maybe an hour and a half, too. That 2-hour show last night felt 3.5. It just didn't seem like it flowed like it normally does. Because AEW has been putting together quality shows as far as like their timing and things fitting in correctly. It didn't feel like that last night.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was looking at the clock and I was like, it's 8:40, and it feels like the show's been on for 90 minutes already, and it's only 8:40. So yeah, I chalk that up to the holidays. I think after the holiday funk, I think AEW is going to get back to doing what they do best. I think WWE they're putting a lot of eggs in the December 30th show and the January 2nd show, January 2nd show, the Monday Night Raw. And so, I think WWE is going to keep clicking on all cylinders, and I think AEW is going to get back to it after the holidays.
So we got Devastator Derek on here. He agrees. He said, "I'm glad to see Swerve turn heel. That it's when he is just the best." He agrees that it was a B show. So again, guys, thanks for watching on Twitch.
So this is something I'm just winging it at this point. With this whole TikTok Thursday and the Creator Thursday, um, I want to start asking questions to our guest.
Oh,
And
okay.
no, um, kind of give our viewers and our listeners an idea of the people behind the TikToks and everything. What got you started watching pro wrestling?
It was so I growing up, I was that child that I thought wrestling was stupid. I thought it was fake. I don't know why anybody would ever watch it. I thought it was
We're gonna have to
completely
mute him.
I thought it was terrible. And then um there was there was this girl and she was a big wrestling fan. And I don't know what happened to her, but her name was Allison. And I hope Allison, if you're listening, shout out. But she she was a big wrestling fan and this was 1999, so I was 13 years old, and I asked her to go with me. That was how we asked people to be our girlfriend,
Yeah.
and she became my girlfriend. So we were going steady, and I got to go to her house and for Sunday night, and it was she wanted to watch a WWF pay per view, and I was like, can we like do anything else besides that? That's so stupid. But it was Survivor Series 1999, and she was all about it. She made me watch suffer. She made me suffer through it. But I'm also this way with my wife's reality shows. My wife will watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I'm like, this is so bad. And then 20 minutes in, I'm like, man, I can't believe Dorit said that to Lisa Rinna. Like she needs to back up off because Lisa Rinna is my like I get invested in her reality shows. And that's what happened with me when I was watching this pay-per-view. Like I said, it was Survivor Series 99. And that was the one where Stone Cold Steve Austin got hit by the car. And me thinking that wrestling was fake, I was like, that's real. Like that just happened because the way they presented it, the way that they, you know, Jerry the King or Jim Ross got up from the commentator table and went back to the backstage. I was like, is anybody like, are they going to press charges? Like, what's going to happen with, like, what are they going to find the guy that did this? Like, I was like really invested. And then the next night on Raw, uh, I was I was watching it, and they just showed like a backstage clip, and then they just went on with the show as usual. And I'm like, is that what Stone Cold would want? Like, why are they? Why is nobody talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin getting run over by a car? Why is that not the focal point of the show? Now that I'm older, I realize that they were writing Stone Cold Steve Austin off TV to have neck surgery. But when I was younger, I didn't realize that. And yeah, she turned me on to wrestling. She got me into WWF at the time and haven't really looked back. I told my parents I wanted to start watching professional wrestling, and much to their dismay, they were okay with it. But they, you know, it was one of those things. They were like, if it makes you happy, we'll let you watch it. But you know, we don't really like it. But now, ever since then, I've just become a huge wrestling fan.
Okay. So,
Cool.
So thank you, Allison.
what is, in your opinion, well, you can, the three biggest, well, we'll go your Mount Rushmore, the biggest moments in your time watching wrestling? Like, what are the four things? What is your Mount Rushmore of moments that you've watched?
Wrestling moments. Oh gosh, there's been so many. I think one of the biggest moments was when Vince McMahon bought WCW. I don't think the invasion was done properly. I don't think the invasion was a good storyline at all. I think it was watered down. It was pretty much WWF versus WWF versus WWF, with maybe one or two WCW guys and ECW guys sprinkled in there. But the actual thought that Vince McMahon, after all the Monday Night Wars and all the stuff going on, that Vince McMahon owned WCW. I thought that was a huge moment in wrestling, and definitely we haven't really seen competition like WCW since. And you know, I don't think AEW's there yet, and I don't know if they really even consider themselves competition. I think they're more of an alternative. So we haven't seen anything like the Monday Night Wars. So I gotta say Vince McMahon buying WCW was one of the biggest moments for me. Let's see what else. one of my favorite moments is Stone Cold Steve Austin turning heel at WrestleMania 17 and aligning himself with Vince McMahon to beat The Rock, and that ultimately led to the shortly lived 2-man power trip with Stone Cold and Triple H before Triple H tore his quad. But I love that. I thought that was a cool group that could have gone on for longer than it did and should have gone on. Man, moments. The CM Punk pipe bomb I thought was a big moment because I thought it brought some relevancy back to the PG era of WWE, because I think a lot of people were turned off with wrestling at the moment, and then Punk brought them back in. And so let's see. Austin turning heel, WCW, CM Punk promo. There's been so many big moments. The heist of the century too. I think Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania will be my last one.
Yeah, you're not going to go with the Hogan in Daytona Beach coming down and like dropping Macho Man, Randy Savage, Jordan NWO?
I wasn't watching when that happened. This started in that was what, 98, and I think I started watching in 99. So I mean, yeah, it was a big moment. That was an incredible moment, and
that got me back into wrestling.
I wish I would have watched it as growing up.
Yeah.
I watch it on Peacock and WWE Network, but it's not the same.
Yeah, sure. So, can you tell us about your podcast?
Yeah. So
give yourself a shout out.
Yeah. So me and my podcast partner, MWO, My Wrestling Opinion. I don't know if he's still on the Twitch, if he's commenting or anything, but we are the hosts of a new podcast that just premiered last week called Two Dudes with Attitudes. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. We went live on Twitch yesterday, but I can't get it. I can't get the program to cooperate with me to give me the video. So we'll have Twitch stuff up starting tomorrow. But we record twice a week. We do Wednesdays and Fridays at 1:00 Eastern time. And Wednesday we dedicate to WWE. So we break down SmackDown from the Friday before, any pay-per-view if there is one, Monday Night Raw, and NXT. And then on Friday we dedicate to AEW, and we talk about Dynamite, Rampage, and Dynamite from the week before. And then we have some pretty cool segments. We've done my unpopular opinion. We've done highs and lows, people that we're high on, that we're low on in both AEW and WWE, people, things, items, places that we're high on and low on. We have some more cool segments coming up. We want to have some guests on there. We want to have, we have some cool things. So go check us out. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's Two Dudes with Attitudes, and it's me and the face that runs the place, the champ that runs the camp, the face of the franchise, Mr. MWO. He's the one that people pay to see.
Well, he's on Twitch, so he heard everything you said.
Good. Yeah.
MWO, did he do good? He said he saw Hogan wrestle when he was 3 years old. He got hooked. HBK had him fall in love with wrestling, and I never stopped watching. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
He said you forgot to tell him it's on Twitch too.
Oh yeah, we will be on Twitch starting. We were on Twitch yesterday. We went live, but tomorrow we'll start having videos on Twitch. We're going to do watch-alongs on Twitch. We're going to start hopefully relatively soon with that. So we have some big things coming on the Twitch channel.
Awesome. It's so great getting together with YouTube, our TikTok curators. MWO, you have to come on here soon. But it's good. I think that's a great idea Matt and I had to bring guys like you guys on. It's a good community.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It's great. I check us out. I'll be live tonight at 8:00 Central Time. I have an indie wrestler by the name of Zach Mosley. He's the $1 Million Mullet. And just if the guy that was trashing Matt for wrestling being fake, I'm going to talk about that today with Zach Mosley, because he just got out of the hospital having surgery because he took a chair shot, and it's injured his back. So if there's anything fake about it, if after this interview tonight, those people that think it's fake are going to say, oh shit, it's not. So I'm going to have the opportunity to interview him. And so He has the $1 million mullet. We call him Tiger King. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's awesome. And thanks for having me on. This was fun.
Anything to close it out, Matt?
No, I mean, it was great having you on. It took a minute to get you here, but
yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, that's
the stars and the sun needed, the planets needed to align a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a diva. I got to be wined and dined.
Hey, MWO, you need to teach this guy how to turn his microphone on too at the beginning. I don't know if that's a problem, but
yeah, I had it on mute.
You had it on mute for a reason.
Rookie mistake. Yeah, rookie mistake.
He had it on mute for a reason, I think.
Yeah, he didn't really want to talk to us.
I can't believe I'm doing this stupid thing.
No.
Thanks, Derek. I enjoyed you guys having being here. So here you go, Matt. Matt just bought a Ricky. Oh shoot! Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll read
Ryan,
the comment on Twitch.
I'll send you a picture of what I purchased today.
Okay. Yeah, I'm dead. I want to see it.
MW says he's been trying and he runs our podcast too. So
yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, it's been fun. It's been fun, Ryan. You guys are great. I love the TikTok community, the one that there's not drama in. But
yeah. I
love to get guys on here, and Matt and I are working hard. We devoted 2023 is gonna be better for a huge pop wrestling podcast. And I'll be honest, Ryan and MW, any advice, any kind of feedback you guys can give us, we'd be greatly appreciative of that too. We're rookies, so
yeah. I mean, we're new to this too. I think just keep doing your thing, keep being you. And put out content. I need to do a better job of putting out content on TikTok myself. I need to, promote yourself. Don't be afraid to, tell people about any interviews you're getting, any news you have with the podcast. Get it out there.
Right. Well, that's what I posted my first TikTok video in probably 3 weeks. I haven't done a great job promoting this either, and that's one thing I think Matt and I are going to do a lot better. Trying to do a lot better at doing that next in 2020.
Yeah, I need to go back to that kind of stuff instead of the live shows, or not shows, but the live chats. I need to go back to what got me to the 1K instead of what you can do after the 1K.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to get back into the lane that Andrew and I created and push out content. And it's not just me, Andrew and I, it's his channel as much as it is mine. We need to get back to doing our questions of the day, our promos and that kind of stuff. That's what got us where we are. And I think we need to go back to that.
Yeah. It takes time. It takes work, but if you have a good work ethic and you have a good mind and a positive mind, big things will happen. So it's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen over time. That's what I always tell myself.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you guys. I'm going to play a little bit. So we're done. Have a great day. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you, guys.
I'm better than you, and you know it.